Yo, test. Testing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is anyone there? For people who are there, give me a second, and I'll be back in a sec. So people know I'm here. Yo, wasabi. How you doing, man? To be honest, I was pretty fine at Lance. Apart from the focus strike. But we'll see in a sec. I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen a single thing, so this will be my first time looking through to see what they've got cooking for us. We had someone earlier called Nico Damos saying maybe not. Only 9 monsters carrying an entire endgame mechanic. At its launch seems like a bad idea. Well, it's not really the launch, isn't it? This is like it's quite deep. What, 5 months? But maybe he means they launched the endgame mechanics. Well, the game already technically had endgame. That's not very good. Seems like a bad idea. Not to mention these monsters are already overrepresented in endgame. That's true. Friendly monsters really have been just a way to overfarm Gormagala, huh? They're probably being sent to death, but we could have really used the mechanic to make the rest of the roster relevant again. But to be honest, Monster Hunter, I think the 2 games that do that the best is Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate and Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. Those 2 games make pretty much every monster relevant into the end game due to how the weapons work in those games, the upgrade trees, which is pretty good. A Contact Killer. I haven't seen it yet, but I haven't read this at all, so I don't know how I feel. Right now, I have no thoughts. But how's the sound quality, guys? Can you guys hear me okay? Is the sound too loud? Am I too soft? Let me know. Alright. What's this? Whilst calling back like an ex-girlfriend, baby, I've changed. Hasn't really changed though. And is it changed for better or is it for worse? Who knows? We'll start in a second, guys. But how you guys doing? You guys doing alright? What's in the update far? Do you mean like so far? Is that what you're trying to say? We'll just give it a couple more minutes for people to come. So no spoilers, guys. I haven't read a single thing, so I'm gonna read through this. We're gonna see what we got. It's a big page. Can I just quickly scroll through? That seems decently long. Okay. I'm just happy for the focus. Well, killer. I don't know yet. I guess I'll see. You're safe. I sound far away, really. How about now? Isabel? There we go. There we go. We're back. Cool. Hey guys. Yeah, I realized my my microphone wasn't in properly. Yep, I play Lance. That's correct. I do play Lance. Yo Scythe, yo Dota. But yeah, how's the sound now, guys? Does it sound good? You guys can hear me all right? We'll start in a moment. I didn't realize that I was silent. By the way, here is the link for the actual patch notes. If you don't open it yet, you're gonna have to send it to me on Discord, because I can't see it. I'm pretty sure they normally have them on their website, right? Yeah. Like this one. Here's the actual patch notes. Sounds perfect. Good. Great. Nice. Well, guys, why don't we get started? You know, let's see what we got here. A message from Director Tokida. August. How many messages has he sent us now? I'm pretty sure this is like the 4th one. He definitely likes to send messages to the fans. Hello, Hunters. This is Yuya. By the way, guys, Yuya. Every time I read Yuya, it reminds me of Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't know if you guys watch. You guys ever watched Yu-Gi-Oh before? I don't know if you ever watched Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah. This guy, Yuya. Yuya Sakaki. Every time I read Yuya, that's what reminds me of this guy in Yu-Gi-Oh. One of the later Yu-Gi-Ohs. Most people don't know him. So I can't take this guy's. I can't take it seriously. I just keep thinking about Yu-Gi-Oh every time I read his name. Anyway, Yuya Tokida, the director of Monster Hunter Wilds. Thank you so much for playing Monster Hunter Wilds. And a big thank you as well to all the hunters who have been showing their game feedback and requests. Yep. The entire development team is carefully reviewing your feedback and working hard to implement improvements and adjustments. We apologize for the time. We apologize for the time some improvements may take, but we are committed to delivering a more enjoyable and satisfying gaming experience. So we greatly appreciate your patience. Now, guys, for me personally, I don't think the cadence of the releases are that bad. I know that's a lot of people's issues, and that's fair enough. For me, it's not the cadence. For me, it's that the launch of the game was so abysmal that now they have to make up for it with the title updates, right? But that's my issue. And I think because of the release of the game being the way it is, it's kind of skewered people's minds a bit, and now they're expecting more to make up for that fact. and it's backfired on Capcom because they thought they could release the game in the way they can, people accept it, and then title updates will just fix the problem in the long run, like they did in Base Rise, and they did to some extent in the World. Unfortunately, it's backfired on them. Hopefully they've learned. Hopefully they've learned and they won't do that again. But who knows? Like, honestly, who knows? It's because the first title update should have been in the game anyway. Exactly, it should have been in the game. So now the title updates, it's all been skewered. Like, people's perceptions on them aren't... people are just looking at them in a bad light. There is no benefit of a doubt given to Capcom because they haven't deserved it in most people's eyes, right? So, goodwill goes a long way, right? If you have goodwill from your fan base, they are more likely to accept some, negatives. Maybe they'll be more relaxed on things they don't like, and maybe the things they do like, they'll exaggerate them. They'll make them seem even better than they are. But because of all the shitstorms around it, it elevates people's emotions to 11. And it's unfortunate, but here we are. Anyway, as previously announced, we plan to release blah 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 update on Wednesday, which is tomorrow. This update will include expanded endgame. Yep, we already know about that. Okay. So the only thing I did see, I saw they said 9-star monsters. As you know, the thumbnail of this video is this photo pretty much. It was on Twitter. Originally planned for the third title update scheduled for the end of September, we've moved up the implementation of expanding endgame content. Now, the reason they did this, we already talked about this in one of my videos. The game isn't selling, and it's not selling after the initial release. We have to use our words correctly. Because the game sold like 10 million. The game sold crazy amounts in the launch period. But after that, it sold less than 500k, which is kind of insane. When you compare games that have been out for long time, that Capcom have been, working on, and those games are still outselling Monster Hunter Wilds, which is actually pretty crazy, honestly. So I suppose they're moving it up forward to kind of incite people to want to play this update, right? Problem is, I don't know how interested new players are when it comes to expanded content. I think the people they can get with things like this are the people who were on the fence of buying Wilds, and they were waiting for the updates. They were waiting for the game to be finished, like fully finished, no more title updates, and they're waiting also for performance to be good. So maybe this type of update will satisfy those people, but the regular casuals who don't really like, they aren't in the Monster Hunter loop, they're not gonna give a shit about 9-star monsters. They're not gonna care. Not gonna care at all. Can't wait for 100-star monsters. Yeah, okay. Who knows? Funny thing is, people are still coping. Title update 2 content was always planned. Well, we won't go into that. Okay, we'll be adding a new set of high difficulty quests and as rewards for completing them. Okay, good. That's good, because the problem is right now they added the star 8s, and the star 8s were literally a band-aid. It was just to make it so hunts weren't as fast as they are. But then what happens is we already have all the armor for all of these boys. We have all of the weapons that we want, really. So if you play the game like on a serious note, or even if you play the game at all, basically you have what you need. And then they come out with level 8s, and there's no point fighting the level 8s apart from, just to hype yourself up that you did it, because you don't really get any new rewards. There's nothing, so you're just fighting a harder fight for the sake of it, really. But now adding in rewards with this, a talisman as well with randomly assigned bonuses and including weapon skills. So adding in some rewards into this will entice people to actually want to play and engage with this endgame. Now, is this going to be a good endgame? That's yet to be seen. And are people going to like talismans? Like, some people who only played World, they don't know about talismans. They don't know about the RNG-ness us portable fans and us old school Monster Hunter fans have had to go through. And this game has RNG talismans and RNG decos. Never thought I'd see the day when both are in one game, but it's what they're gone for. It's what they're gone for. Okay, Yo Lance Main. As a new set of high difficulty quests, 9-star monsters will start appearing when you reach HR 100 or higher. So yeah, guys, get to 100. Richard, but 9-star are only... Wait, I haven't read that yet. Richard, I haven't read that yet. Don't spoil it for me. Let me rage. You know, I need to... If you want me to get angry, let me get angry, like, naturally, okay? We'll get there. I'll pretend I didn't read what you said. I'll pretend you didn't read what you said. But to be honest, I could look at this and I can assume that it is only for these monsters. Otherwise, why would they show this graphic, right? No, that's cool, Richard. I'm actually just joking. I'm just joking. But on to Richard's point, that is pretty dumb. If 9-star, I mean, so basically we're going to be fighting the same monsters we've already been fighting anyway. No, Richard, it's cool, don't worry. We're going to be fighting the same monsters we've already been fighting. I don't know what they're going to do to them. I haven't got to that part. Maybe it's not just stronger and faster. Maybe there's more to it. I don't know. But like, basically what they're saying is we have a mini G rank before G rank. Kind of like those emergency quests in Rise, but those didn't give you more rewards or any of those event quests. You know, normally Monster Hunter games, the old Monster Hunter games, you get event quests with really hard versions of monsters. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like that. The thing is, the cost in this game are so irrelevant. And the annoying thing is, and one of my... I'm going to doom just a bit, you know, before you continue. One of my biggest issues with Wilds isn't that I think it's a bad game. I think there's just so much missed potential and so many things they've already, like, hammered down so well in previous Monster Hunter games. And they're not making use of it. They're not, like, using it. Like, Monster Hunter Sunbreak, Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, they made all of the costs really useful. Because you had... All of the weapons had final upgrades, which Wilds has. But in those upgrades, they made sure every weapon was quite reliant on farming lower level monsters, high power lower level monsters, afflicted lower level monsters to build up your weapons, to get those upgrades for your armors. It was important. Those lower level monsters actually mattered. They actually mattered. You had variety. You could fight whatever because sometimes you needed to. Like sometimes I fight a hyper Raw Ludroth and I'll cart once in a while. Like, you know, he's swinging. What can I say? Unfortunately, it's not the same in this game. Tempests are just not it. Tempests are garbage. They've been garbage. They're still garbage. Like, Hyper and Afflicted are like 10 times better than Tempered. So, unfortunately, most of the costs in this game are just redundant. But that's my dooming rant out the way, you know? Let's see what else we got here. Following our third title update. Yep, okay, cool. Wait. Okay. Following that, our third title update in September, we'll see additional 9-star monsters. Oh, wait, you know, it does say that. Okay, so it does say right here, 9 monster species will be appearing in locales. So later on, it's going to be additional monsters. Right now, it's only these 9. Who are the additional monsters? Oh, and this is only in event quest. So this is probably, yeah, rare quest for rare rewards that they want to do. That's a bit weird. I guess, I mean, if they're going to throw in a 9-star Tetracaba, he got to throw hands. That guy does nothing. Absolute nothing. Like, the low tier monsters in this game are so abysmal compared to some of the other games. Like, Izuchi, he actually can throw hands, you know. Tetracaba, he can't do shit. Great Macau, he throws hands. Alright. Chromatrice, he ain't doing nothing. He ain't doing nothing. It doesn't matter what you do to him. He ain't doing nothing. Let's see what you guys had to say. What's the point of ATs anymore for real? I don't know. I guess... obviously, it's quite evident that they never foresaw the backlash on this scale. So they're doing as much as they can to fix it. I do respect that, but also it does baffle me a bit. If you've been making a game for 20 years and you can't foresee stuff that you've already done before, you've already mastered it before, you know. So it's a bit unfortunate. They have said they will add more monsters later. Yep. From the director's letter, it seems like they are individually fine-tuning the difficulty of each monster, which can take longer to implement. That is true, it does. Because it's not just
higher damage. It's not just speed, more HP. They need to, if they're gonna tweak with the moveset, I don't know. I haven't read that yet, but if they do, great. That's gonna make the experiences so much better. Richard said, why not all monsters 9-star? You can get special materials for all weapons and not only Arteon. So you can adjust some things on any weapon. Better endgame. That is true, but read back to what Scythe said. That's probably the reason. And I think that makes sense. I do agree. Give the Froggy new moves. Nah, fuck that Frog. It's over. He's dead. Worst starter monster the game has ever seen. He does nothing. He doesn't teach you how to play the game. Starter monsters are supposed to teach you how to play the game. The Great Macau teaches you how to play the game. Alright? Even Great Jagged teaches you how to play the game. The Crematrice, no, not Crematrice, sorry. Chachikaba doesn't teach you anything. You can just keep swinging. And he doesn't even flinch you. He does nothing. Okay, Scythe says if they are adding moves to monsters for 9-star, that will take time to implement. Yeah, 100%. It does. It will. So, tomorrow we can see. But the fact you say if means it's not confirmed that they're gonna. So, I suppose, yeah, we can just find out tomorrow. Urkick says more experiment. Indeed. For veteran players who have experienced endgame content in previous Monster Hunter titles, we understand that the difficulty of temping monsters at launch may have felt lacking. 100%. Therefore, starting with Title Update 2, we've introduced a system for more detailed monster parameter customization. The fuck do you mean by that? As well as other adjustments to ensure challenging and rewarding experiences. So one thing I was thinking about is them giving us more options to customize how difficult hunts are. If this is that is good. I was actually going to make a video. I was planning on writing a script about the difficulty star rating or the diamond, and the fact that the game should just allow us to do whatever we want with it, because right now it's not it. Like just randomly having low levels, high levels, like just give us the option to pick what we want and fight that, you know, at this point. He's better than Dragos for real. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah. Great Dragos does nothing. Absolutely nothing. I know people like these monsters because they look funny and goofy, like haha, like little shitty monster, but gameplay wise, they do nothing for the game. They don't teach you anything. You just swing, it dies. You can't do that in most of the other monsters. You can't. Even Izuchi, you need to pay attention of where it's moving. Because that guy swings and he comes behind you and he's got his little boys, they're swinging as well. You gotta pay attention. You gotta pay attention. Chachikapa has both telegraphs moves to perfect dodge or offset. It has a power class, temporary weak spots, which is pretty much everything new in Wilds. That is true, but at that start of the game, that's not what you're learning. Noobs aren't learning perfect dodges. They're not learning offsets. They're learning how to actually handle movement in the game. Nothing he does really makes you have to do that. Compared to something like the Great Macau or the Great Izuchi or anything of that, any of the drones or stuff. But let me continue. Upon quest completion, the glowing stone appraisal item, a quest reward for quests with 9-star monsters will transform into appraisal talisman. Okay. With randomly assigned skills. Unlike other talismans, which can be crafted and upgraded at the smithy, appraisal talismans cannot be upgraded. However, they can be randomly granted not only armor skills, but weapon skills and decoration slots. Okay. And you can also use weapon or armor skills in slots, allowing for more customization and experimenting with builds, which is good for build craft. But then it really makes you think, what was the idea here when it came to the armor system, splitting it off into armor and weapons, and now in the end, talisman is just gonna have both. Like, what does this really mean for the game? Like, at this rate, the G-Rank's gonna be crazy. The G-Rank's gonna be insanely bloated up with skills. Like, they were trying to stop it, and now they're inviting it, right? Because these talismans are gonna be insane. And skills, armor sets are already insane. And we're not even in G rank yet. We're not even in G rank. Just imagine. Absolutely craziness is gonna happen. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty damn sure. We hope this leads to more engaging gameplay and encourages hunters to try different weapons and armor based on the talismans they obtain. Well, the problem is weapons also have... So I'm guessing when they mean this, they're talking about stop using artillery weapons, right? Like use something else. But the problem is artillery weapons are still like busted, right? They're still going to be busted. Nothing in these talismans are going to change that. Unless there's further upgrades to weapons, right? It's not really going to change much. And some weapons just have really dog shit skills on them. Like I tried to make a set. I did make a set. It's not very good. People laughed at me. With Lala Brina's lance. Lala Brina's gives you what's it called? I think it's the one that lets you stun. Is it stun? No, it gives you. What's it called? What does Lala Brina lance give you? I can't remember. Where are the weapons? Okay, here we go. It gives you crit draw. That's it. It gives you crit draw. Yeah, crit draw. And crit draw on lance is pretty shit. It's pretty shit. Yeah, see, that one laughed at me. He laughed at me. It's pretty shit, and it's going to remain shit. A talisman is not going to change that because you might as well just pick another weapon that has a better skill. So talismans are just going to allow us to pick more strong skills. It's not really going to change that fact in testing new weapons. I mean, I love new weapons. I got all the weapons. Like, I love making new weapons. Like, it's my thing. But this isn't going to change that, unfortunately. Let's read some more comments. Yo, Viker came through. What are you saying, Viker? It's been a minute. They could not increase the total skills by much. They could just not increase the total skills by much. Yeah, I guess not. I mean, I guess so. What did you guys say? Ujichi is ugly as fuck, but a good start monster. Yep. I feel like that's a fault of difficulty of wilds more than the design of our dear old Froggy. I will settle on half-half. I'll settle on half-half. Make G rank armor barely better than high rank aside from defense or IC, but they're not gonna do that though. Like, come on, it's Capcom. They're not gonna do that. They're not gonna do that. Like, please. But I do understand what you're trying to say. Urkit says we need one gigantic Chachakaba like in base world. Yeah, we need some more of those large monsters. We don't have those. But to be honest, I haven't done any events. I hate rotating events. It just makes me not want to play the game, so I just don't do it. Make G rank armor barely, but okay, I already read that. So nobody can do a build guide anymore. Like Rise Sunbreak, only build with talismans. I suppose so. Yeah, I suppose so. Making guides is going to be harder because there's no definite, answer. You always have ways around it, which that is actually good. Having options. The problem is, pretty much every option in Wilds needs to have a really good bonus skill, and it needs to have either weakness exploit, burst, or what's it called? I don't know. One of those two, basically. There's another one, but I can't remember the name now. So, like, any armor that doesn't have those two skills is redundant, right? It's useless. So, what they need to do, they need better skills. Like, this game lacks in good armor skills. There's so many armor skills that are just trash. And then there's no defensive skills. There's like 2 defensive skills, defense and divine blessing. Like, sometimes I actually want more defense. I don't want to get jumped on by an AT Ufduna and all my HP goes in one hit. Sometimes, I want to build a bit of defense, test about. But there's no defensive skills. Like, the skills are so lacking. So you can't really do that, unfortunately. Just stack up power instead. And maybe some stamina, but, who cares about stamina that much? To be honest, yeah. So, and also decorations as well. Decorations, there's a lack of options in decorations. You can only, like, let's say defense decorations, it's only level 1. There's no level 2, there's no level 3. Which I think is a very important part of Monster Hunter when it came to old gen and Rise and Wilds. I think Capcom, some of the decisions they took from World, which I don't think they should have, like that. I don't think they should have took that. I think they should have learned from the other games more when it came to decorations. To be honest, I don't like the decos in this game at all. Okay. Oh, Ninja Man. What you say, Ninja Man? Cobra, how you doing, man? How you doing? Sorry, guys. I'm really opinionative today. I'm really opinionative. I'm just chatting. We barely got anywhere. I'm still here. I'm still here. I've been chatting so much. But it's good to see you guys here today. We got 24 people watching. That's actually crazy. I can't remember the last time I streamed. Can't even remember that. We'll be streaming tomorrow, by the way, Saif. We'll be playing this tomorrow. We'll be playing this tomorrow. Okay, so let's continue. Where was I? Okay, okay, we already read that. I hope, yep, we already read that. Classical Monster Hunter team taking the wrong idea from the last games. Yeah, that's what it seems like. Sometimes they're just taking the wrong ideas. I think because they want to take the ideas that people who played World know. Like, they want them to see the resemblance of that game. But the ideas they took are the wrong ideas. They should have took other ideas from other games when it came to the skills, in my opinion. Because I don't enjoy doing build crafting in this game, honestly. Like, if you can send me all your builds, I'll just use those. Apart from the initial ones I have on Lance. I don't need to make any new ones, really. Okay. Additionally, we recognize that the endgame content early after the game's release was slightly skewed around... slightly! My nigga! My nigga! Yuya Tokada! Yuya Tokada! Yo, is this guy high? Slightly. Nah, that's this guy's that's the understatement of the year. Holy shit. What the fuck? Slightly. My guy, my brother in Christ, Arkveld was like the only monster anyone was fighting. So don't come at me slightly. We couldn't even fight Zoshia. Zoshia was not in the game. The fuck? Slightly, that's actually funny. What the fuck? No, I'm gonna crash out. Yo, these guys want me to crash out, literally. Like, I tried to be nice. And then they write words like that. Like, I think I'm getting gaslit. Capcom is gaslighting me right now. They're gaslighting me. They're writing a humble statement. A humble statement. They're like, oh, we're sorry. We undercut the game. It was slightly skewed around. Nah, shut the fuck up. Honestly. Capcom, that's actually funny. That's actually funny. Holy shit. Bro, it was only Arkveld. It was only. That's the problem. Zoshia was not fightable. Go Magala did not give you what you needed. So it was only Arkveld. Damn. You know what, but I think it's a cultural thing though. In Japan, they're very humble people, right? They admitting fault is hard. So I suppose slightly it's just business way of coping. I guess. Yo, but yeah, 100% getting gaslit right now. Holy shit. This combination with the fact that Arkveld is relevantly resistant to elements, resulting in limited opportunities to try out diverse builds. Imagine wanting to try diverse builds on the same monster over and over again. Like, bro. that kind of sounds boring. We did it though, so maybe that says a lot about us Monster Hunter fans. Maybe we can go through the pain just because we like the game so much, or the series at least. In response, we have adjusted the difficulty, average hunting time, and rewards for each of the 9. Okay, wait. In response, we have adjusted the difficulty, average hunting time, and rewards for each of the 9-star monsters. Interesting. Average hunting time. Basically, you're saying more HP, right? Because I can't see anything else. I mean, yeah, to me, that just says more HP. Unless they mean they've made it a bit more tricky to fight the monsters in general. Maybe new fighting patterns and so on. Like, I don't know. But maybe that's reading into this a bit too much. His whole body is a shit zone. I mean, his wings are pretty good, though. Those weird chains, like, those are pretty good to hit. Adding in an effort to ensure that all monsters offer balanced rewards fitting with the effort spent hunting them. Okay. We encourage you to select your hunts based on your own individual skills, equipment, or needs, and enjoy each challenge. Yo, Microwave God, What are you saying, man? It's been ages. Yo, we're getting some oldies in here. I like it. I like seeing oldies. I like it. It's fun. It's good. How long is this? Yo, I'm getting tired of reading. Okay, in light of the addition of 9-star monsters, we have lengthened the duration of meal effects. That's interesting, actually. Huh. So that they're less likely to expire if the hunt goes on a little long. I don't know what to think about this. Because in first glance, this seems like, okay, cool. But in second glance, it's like, wait a minute, that's more streamlining. You're streamlining a system that's already been streamlined. But on a third glance, it's like, yo, are these guys going to be that chunky? Is it going to be that chunky that the food might expire? Because when you deep it, foods last at least 30 minutes. All right, some 50. So how chunky are these boys? How chunky are these boys? Whew, I don't know. Yeah, I got the other notes here, don't worry. That's going to be interesting. Does make it so it doesn't expire until the hunt is over. At that point, though, you might as well use the old eating system. Yeah, because that would invalidate everything they're trying with Wilds and the food system in this game. Honestly. Yo, guys, let me take a break. I need to go downstairs like a typical black man. I got chicken downstairs cooking. I need to make sure it's not burning. Give me a second. Chicken's looking good, so I'm back. Okay, what are we talking about? What are you guys talking about? You guys are talking so much. I can't keep up. How am I supposed to be talking as gaslighting and you guys at the same time? Guys, he's definitely getting some Baileys. Now, I'm not getting Baileys. Don't worry. I'm not drinking today. I'm not crashing out today. All right. I want new monster to be original at some point. Hopefully. Throw the rest of the game with it. Yo, chill. Nova is cooking his Sacred. I hate Sacred, man. Hate the fuck out of that Sacred. Still haven't named him. Still haven't customized him. I actually forgot about customizing him, not lying. I don't give a shit about Sacred. Okay. I'll read your guys' stuff in a bit. Well, like I said, 75k gore. Yeah, probably. Let's see. Yeah, so this is interesting. I actually don't know what this means, really, but I guess we'll see. And what's the duration going to be? Is it going to be like an hour? An hour and a half? Like, this... It can't just last until the end of the hunt, because it literally trivializes the meal system in this game. It's basically going back, but not having the options like we did in the past, right? So, it's the worst of both worlds. The good thing about the meal system in this game is the fact that it lasts long enough that when you're hunting... The thing is, the skill system, the meal system in this game gets worse the longer you play the game, because the game gets harder, hunts are longer, so the meal system is more inconvenient. It's nicer the earlier you are in the game, but it gets worse the longer you are in the game. So maybe what Capcom should have done is made it so there's quests like in the old game that you can upgrade your meal system, and the effects last longer by doing those quests. That would have been good. That would be good. Because later in the game, hunts are longer. We need it. So maybe it's just an oversight. Maybe they'll correct it. I guess we'll see. I don't know what the duration is. Maybe it's 90 minutes. I mean, if it takes you like 50 minutes to kill one monster and you run out of food, I don't know what to say, man. I actually don't know what to say. Might need to put down the pad. I say that, but then I've timed out on an EX before. So I guess, I mean, but EXs are EXs, so it can happen. Anyway, we also raised the upgrade limit for armor rarity level 5 and above. The problem is most of the armors in rarity 5 and above are kind of dog shit. Like the problem I have with set bonuses and the way that set bonuses are balanced is that every weapon that doesn't have a set bonus is pretty crap. Because the better armor has the set bonus, but then it also has better skills anyway. So the earlier skills, earlier armors are just useless. Like, they're redundant. They do nothing for you. They have less slots. They don't have a bonus, and they have crappier skills. It's like a whammy of so many things. It's true that in the older games it was kind of like that, but focused around set bonuses makes it exacerbates it even more because of how the system works. In other games, doesn't the mill effect ends when you cart? Yes, it ends when you cart, unless you have the skill foodie, the food skill foodie, and it also ends when you finish the game, when you finish the hunt. So, and they seem scarce enough that I don't like using them. Microwave God says, "Yo Nova, how's the chicken? What are you cooking exactly? I'm hungry. What? It's just a big old chicken, man. A whole chicken. Put it in the oven. Got some sweet potatoes. I'm on that gym life, man. Try my best. Try my best." Sorry guys, I missed some of your comments. Let's see what you guys had to say before we continue. Crazy stuff, bro. If Gore does any more damage, I'm crashing out. The thing is, monsters do a lot of damage. The problem is we don't have defensive skills to balance the damage. Like, it's just big ass damage, basically. You better counter, you better block, you better offset or dodge, perfect parry, whatever, I don't know, or you're dying. I don't mind that too much, but I would like a bit more options when it comes to defensive skills to counteract that. Like, just a bit, you know? Just a bit. But then again, I'm a lance main. I just block everything. Ace. Yo, Ace, how you doing? Well, we don't know what these 9-star monsters look like. That's true. If they change the hunt time drastically, maybe whatever duration buff they added is meaningful. Well, I think the idea is, if you're fighting one monster, one line, and then you're fighting another, and then you fight another, this mill effect should last for at least maybe 2 or 3 hunts, right? Like it does in most of the game. But once you get to the 8-star Gore Magala, for example, some people were taking 30 minutes, right? And that's literally all of your mill. And that at that point, the mill system becomes redundant. Because the whole idea is you're out in the wild, you can eat wherever you want, you can go from quest to quest, fight wherever, and the mill system will just keep you going and you don't have to think about eating between hunts. But if eating a meal lasts for the whole hunt, or even less than that, then the system's worse than the previous system. If you get what I mean. So it's a bit weird. And chip damage those guards starting getting out of hand, bro. AT Ubduna, Laggy, Serigios. That's kind of crazy, honestly. That's why we need some more interesting defensive skills. Like, just to mix it up, you know? Mix it up. I would like that. Honestly, would rather they remove restocking to increase difficulty. That is 100% one of the best things they could do. Are they going to do it? No. But I would like it. Okay, guys, we need to continue this. I'm sorry. Let's continue. Additionally, from HR 100 and higher, Vader and New Uja will now appear in the Wounded Hollows. Interesting. Where the fuck is the Wounded Hollows? What the fuck is that? Oh, that map. Yeah, well, yeah. They're never in this map. Huh. That's a bit strange. I just realized that. And each region's apex predator will more likely to appear even with the region is not expecting an inclemency. Cool. Nice. I mean, you kind of have to. Otherwise, it's going to be kind of difficult. I haven't seen anything. I'm reading this right now. I'm reading this with you guys on the spot. This is my first time reading this. So we're going to get through this. And then we're going to get through the patch notes, all right? So this is going to be apparently a long stream. I didn't think it'd be this long. But I'm having too much fun talking shit. And I'm still baffed. Where was it? I'm still baffed this guy said slightly skewed around Argveld. I could not believe the audacity. The audacity. Wait, he said it 3 times. Okay, no, okay, never mind. He didn't say it in bad contexts like that. Anyway, as mentioned previously, the title update 3 will see the gradual introduction of... Yes, they did say this. Okay, I'm going to skip through some of this stuff. I don't want it to be too boring for you guys. We're also adjusting the strength of support hunters in line. What does that even mean? I didn't use support hunters. I haven't used them once in this game, to be honest. So I don't know if they're weak. I don't know if they're strong. I'm guessing they're weak. Or maybe they just need to adjust them for the fact that 9-star monsters are going to be that strong. Okay, fair enough. We apologize for the timing of these adjustments are in stages, okay? And come after the implementation of the monsters themselves. But we hope you understand that this is a result of okay. In order to diversify the lineup of quests, we are working to make it possible for the Guy quest to appear in the Wounded Hollow, as well as other additional such as more hunts targeting packs of monsters. Okay. I mean, this is cool because I hate Laggy's underwater section in this game. I think it's dog shit. That like my brain has been hardwired to try and free you water, swimming. So when I tried to swim in this game, I tried to use, just my stick to move, but use the shoulder buttons, and I think that's stupid. I don't like it at all. So honestly, I would fight Laggy more in this game, but I don't want to fight him because I don't want to fight him in underwater. So this is good for me because I can fight my boy in the Wounded Hollows. Yeah, and speed runners must be really happy. That's really cool. That's really cool. And this is good as well. Packs of monsters. So maybe we're going to see packs of Doshagumas in the arena. We're going to see Harabamis. I think those are the only 2 pack monsters in the game. So yeah, we're going to see those 2, and maybe we'll get multiple monsters in the arena, right? We don't really get that much. I mean, one thing this game is lacking is multiple monster hunts. The max you can get is 2. Where's the 3? Where's the 4? Where's the 5? That legendary quest. Delta, you remember that quest back in GU? That 5 monster quest that John took us on where he cheated? Like, I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that. I just tried to cap Laggy before he goes on auto. Well, Ace, apparently you're Ace Hunter. I ain't good enough to kill him that fast. I mean, yeah, I'm not good enough to kill him that fast when he's tempered, unfortunately. Ketku. The thing is, Ketku, it's not really a pack monster though. They just like run about. Like, yeah, they just kind of run about. yeah. I don't know what to say. Yeah, they just run about. But I'll give it to you. Okay. Where we go now? Finally, we can also show you that new monsters added in a title update 3 will also feature 9-star difficulty quests. Cool. We hope you look forward to new content in title update 3. Okay, yep. Get our talismans to prepare for the hunt. Okay, weapon balancing. Finally. Now, what is this? So this is a graphic supposed to tell us what weapons are getting updates. So in this one, all of these weapons got updates. Now in the next one, so every weapon has been touched. Every weapon has been touched at least once. And this time round, Hammer is not getting touched after the big changes in title update 2, which makes sense. Yosoves and Gun Lance isn't getting touched. Okay, so Lance is getting touched. As you guys know, I'm a Lance main. I also play Hammer, play Sword Shield, Great Sword, Gun Lance, Switch Axe. Basically all the Blaze Master weapons. It depends on the game. But in Wilds, I pretty much play Lance, Sword Shield, and Switch Axe. Pretty much just those 3. Don't you dare touch Great Sword. They're touching it. I'm sorry, Cole, but they're touching it. But let's see what they're doing to it. Maybe they're cooking. People had problems with the True Charge Slash, so maybe they fixed something there. In previous updates, we aimed for greater diversity in hunting styles. Come on, don't talk about hunter styles. You killed hunter styles. They're never coming back, unfortunately. And equipment build. Actually, they might come back in a portable game. Actually, let me take that back. I read that statement. Equipment builds, including equipments with elemental properties. Okay. We perform balance adjustments, including some downtime adjustments to ensure no single strategy was overly effective against monsters introduced later on. Well, Paralyzed is kind of pretty busted, so I don't know about that, to be honest. But apart from that, I don't think anything else is really like busted element-wise. I don't know how strong Blast is, to be honest. Blast is normally a culprit to be OP. The true star, it's been a minute. I miss traditional quests. Yeah, I like traditional quests too. It's quite nice. It's quite nice. Okay, we apologize for the results and that we did not communicate our balancing intentions clear enough. Fair enough. Okay, this update will migrate. Okay, forget that. Revisiting downwards adjustments. What do you mean by that? What do you mean downwards? Wait, actually, let's read this. This might be important. This update mitigates the excessive downwards adjustments made. What do you mean downwards, though? And will focus on enhancing each weapon type individually while strengthening their abilities to face high difficulty monsters planned in the future. Basically, I'm guessing downwards, they mean some of the nerfs, I suppose. Nova, just cut to the... I don't want to cut to nothing, Microwave God. This is a journey. We're on a journey here. So we'll get there. We'll get there eventually. Let's finish here. You know, Tokuda's talking to us. This is the director. Yuya Tokuda. Alright? Alright, he started off director's letter. He apologized. And then he goes on to gaslight. Alright? So we need to give him a benefit of a doubt and read every word. And then give him a bit of scrutiny. Just a bit. Just a bit. Okay. No nerfing, yeah, I figured. Okay, show the shield in Miles. Okay, now I see what you mean. Why just read the patch notes? But let's see what he has to say, and then we'll read the patch notes. Read the patch notes. In Miles, we've been particularly focused on making the weapon easy to handle for even the beginners. I mean, Sword and Shield was always one of those weapons that anyone could pick up, but to master it, you need to really know the weapon. Not that there's a lot to it. It's just that to use it efficiently, you need to understand what moves to use and what moves not to use. Okay, Mondays, the damage output for some actions were found to be too high in relation to their ease of use when compared to other weapon types. Therefore, we made some downward adjustments in Touch-Up 2. Among those adjustments, we found the downward adjustments of guard / reduced the usage frequency of counter /. So we're applying a slight power increase to guard / to compensate. Monsters are going to be vaporized. Okay, well, I guess we'll see. Jack of all trades weapon. Yeah, exactly. 100%. 100%. I love Sword Shield. My favorites are GU and Wilds, actually. I think those two are my favorite Sword Shields, to be honest. GU and Wilds. GU and Wilds. Charles Blade. Okay, we aim to balance the amped elemental discharge so it could offer another reliable source of damage beyond multiple hit attacks in axe mode. However, the adjustments resulted in less power than intended and also failed to expand player options. To address this, we revisited these adjustments and made it so that increased damage via enhanced files is reflected while in power axe mode, making it easier to maintain high damage output while keeping the power axe mode active. That's pretty interesting. I don't know much about Charles Blade in this game, can't lie. But one thing I do want to say is I do have to give Capcom props in this game. They have been taking weapon balancing very serious. As someone who loves reading patch notes and MMOs I've played over the years, I used to read patch notes and get excited. I do respect them doing this and actually explaining why they're doing it too. It's quite nice to read what they're planning on doing and why they're planning on doing it. Wait, they buffed Savage Axe mode? I mean, I guess so. I don't know. Maybe Charge Blade mains can make sense of that. And maybe we'll make sense of it when we get to the patch notes. Who knows? Okay, let's keep reading. I don't care about this. Let's read on. Okay, other weapons, we will perform some upward adjustments for weapons like the Greatsword and Insect Glaive as well. So they're getting buffs, so don't worry, Cobra, they're getting buffs. Oh, okay. They've pretty much added, this is that move from, I think Sunbreak has it, and also GU has it as well, kind of. Yes, it's that move when you jump off the ledge, and then you do that move that you spin into them. I can't remember what it's called, but it's different animation. You see how goated GU is? Like, no matter what, Capcom just keeps coming back to GU and just taking the ideas and putting into all the weapons. Like, what can I say? GU's goated. GU will never die. Okay, for Dual Blades, we focused on improving usability, such as making the Demon Burst mode easier to maintain and making focus strikes easier to use. In particular, based on player feedback, we added a focus strike action, which can be changed into others. Okay, interesting. That provides another option for continuing attacks without changing your position, which is pretty cool. That is pretty cool, I suppose. Brain dead Dual Blades, yo, bro. The thing is, me and Dual Blades, I need to study it. I don't know what happened. Dual Blades and me and Free was my life. It was my blood. Like, the bullshit of Blades in that game, I would go crazy. Loved it. It goes on to For You. I don't know. I just kind of fell out of love. I don't know what it is. I think the further Dual Blades went, the more spammy the weapon is. And now it's at the point where I just can't touch the weapon. It's just too spammy for me. Like, I don't know. I liked it when it was quite limited, but interesting in the old games. But now I don't know. There's just too much that it doesn't incite me. But I can understand why people like Dual Blades. For those people. For me though, I can't stand the weapon. I actually could not stand it. I will never touch Dual Blades again. 5th gen onwards. Don't do it. Won't do it. Won't do it. But what can I say? I'm in an opinionative mood, guys. I'm gonna piss some people off. But it's what I do, apparently. But I just like to speak my truth, honestly. Okay. You know, but there's one positive thing about being opinionative. That way, you know that, you know, I'm never gonna grift. You know, you can never be a grifter if you're opinionative about your opinions and you don't give a shit what anyone else thinks. So you're always gonna get the truth here, guys. Anyway, we have implemented upwards adjustments for each weapon, focusing on expanding playstyle options. We encourage hunters to try each of the weapons out again after the update is live. Okay, details on it. Yep, okay, cool. Bug fixes, updates, future plans, CPU. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, hopefully the game one's better for you guys, honestly. Hopefully. You know, the game, to be honest, guys. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Oops. There we go. Oh, okay. Well, we'll go to it. Monster in the Wilds. I didn't mean to go to community, but I got to store page. Store page, look, it's no longer overwhelmingly negative. So they have done something. Maybe the performance is better. I'm actually not too sure. But something has triggered it to bring people to enjoy the game more. Or maybe more people play the game because now it's on sale. So guys, it's on sale. If one of your friends wants to play, 20% off, you know. But there's other sites to get the game even cheaper, to be honest. I won't lie to you. I mean, CD keys is always a way on PC. If you want cheaper games, CD keys, Monster in the Wilds, £23 in the UK. Like, pick up a copy, 60% off. Like that's if you want to play the game. That's if you're not a Doomer. But if you are a Doomer, well then you already made your decision, or maybe you already have the game. But at least it's not as bad as it was before. 21%. It's not. Before it was like 11%. It was really bad. So maybe the performance is better. Maybe laggy and Cerritos, people really liked it, so the reviews went up. I don't know what it was, but maybe. Wait, is Rift here? Where's Rift? Yo, Rift, what are you saying, man? Did they mention performance? Yeah, performance is right here. We can read this. Incognito mode. Yeah, I was wondering if someone's gonna notice. What was you watching before this? I wasn't watching nothing, but I ain't taking no chances anymore. My gooning isn't gonna sabotage me no more. Alright. In fact, I need to chill on the gooning. I'm a changed man now. I'm more civilized. Promise. In general, increasing the native frame rate will also increase CPU usage. Okay, but that's fine. So what's this about? If the frame rate is max, okay. Please adjust your graphics options to limit the frame rate in accordance with your hardware specifications. Okay, so I guess basically they're saying that don't run frames unlimited. Fix your frames, get a better PC, your rig's dog shit. I mean, they're not saying that, but they're kind of saying that. By the way, guys, if you're liking the content, you know, drop a like. I'd appreciate it. Honestly. Honestly, performance has improved slightly for me. That's good to hear, Scythe. Because I'm assuming that's why people are enjoying it more. That's my assumption. That's my assumption. They also say something here about Sacred. What the fuck? Okay, tile update will see improvements for NPCs and Sacred mounts. What kind of improvements, man? It doesn't matter what you do. I don't care about Sacreds. Fuck them. Wait a minute. Look at this, guys. Look at this. This is kind of interesting. In Tile Update 2, we fixed bugs related to shader completion and reduced the impact of anti-cheat measures on processing load by about 90%. So you're telling me, Capcom, some of the reason that Monster Hunter Wilds runs like dog shit is because of your anti-cheat measures that all you companies said doesn't impact the games. Well, you just admitted that it does. And 90%, that's crazy. That's crazy. And people are still cheating. So to stop some people from cheating, I'm getting a dog shit experience. Damn. What do you mean Monster Hunter Wilds is bad? Monster Hunter series has been rigged since beginning. It's been free batching game all this time. I don't know what you mean by that. Yeah, the anti-cheat doesn't work. Well, I mean, it might stop some people. I don't know if it works like fully though. Okay, guys, well, that's pretty much it when it comes to these patch notes. You know, we've read through Tokuda's. You know, we've gave him benefit of the doubt. We read everything here. The message from the director, Tokuda, Yuya Tokuda specifically. My boy Yuya from Arc 5, Yu-Gi-Oh! You know, watch it. It's actually pretty decent until the end. I'm a big Yu-Gi-Oh! Fan, by the way, as you can tell. I think it's okay. It's kind of interesting, to be honest. I'm very curious what these 9-star monsters have for us, what they're doing, what they've done to them. That's one of my takeaways. The updates, the upgrades to the skill system, I suppose, the weapons and stuff like that. I want to see what that does. I want to see what makes these new and different and interesting. Why should I fight them? I've already fought them in 7-star. I fought them in 8-star. Why should I fight them in 9-star? I need to figure that out. I saw online slightly some people were a bit annoyed. Like the stars are just gonna keep going up and up and up, and it's getting more bloated. I did have a feeling they're gonna do 9-star. But I guess we'll go. Yeah, I think Goro's gonna get 9-star. He's here, so yeah. Every monster here is getting a 9-star. I think I'm not too angry or sad about them, you know, doing more, you know, difficulty, more stars, more, I suppose, expanding, as they say, the end game with using these monsters to give us higher quest difficulty. It just depends on how this is gonna work. How engaging the fights are, what the monsters are doing, the systems behind it. Is it going to be worth it? Are we actually going to feel enticed to want to fight them? I thought it would be a new frenzy system. Cobra, I thought they were going to use frenzy too. Apparently, frenzy is just a glorified mechanism because Go Magala is in the game, so they needed to add it, which is a shame, but it is what it is. So, out of 10, I give it 6. I would have given it 8, but talking about. Had to say slightly. I slightly screwed and Argveld. That drops at 2 points. I'm sorry. 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. Nah, I'm joking. Maybe 7. Maybe 7. Maybe 7. I think it's fine. I want to see tomorrow. Like, it's kind of hard to judge, really, until you play the game, right? Until you play this update. I'm not the type of guy to, like, call it in dead waters without actually experiencing it. I want to experience it. Yeah, I want to experience it. Lady Volts, how you doing? Hope you're doing good. Okay, here we are. 2 gigabytes with high resolution. 6 gigabytes. Don't worry, I've got enough space for that. It's slightly out of 10. That's a good one. That's a good one. Okay. I don't know how much I actually want to read here. So we're not gonna talk about hit stab on Horn has hyper armor now. I mean, I didn't know that. I did not know that. Okay, let's zoom in a bit. Let's zoom in. I want you guys to see this. Okay, regular monsters and tempered versions of Raydown New Uja will appear in the Wounded Hollows. What about Ufduna? Is Ufduna too big? Yo, is this a Capcom fat shaming now? Yo, Capcom, you fat shaming. Are you saying Ufduna cannot fit in the Wounded Hollow? Yo, someone needs to cancel Capcom. Yo, someone needs to go to headquarters and teach them a lesson that they cannot fat shame in 2025. Like, what is this? I mean, if you follow me for a while, you know I like my big girls. You know, shout out to Gammoth. You know what I'm saying? So, Capcom, don't be that way, alright? We leave that in the past. Alright, this is a new age. Anyway. Ufduna will break the gate. You know what? She probably would. She probably would. That's the funny thing. Okay. The appearance rate of standing monsters has slightly been increased. Oh, I see. Yeah, I saw this. People were complaining that there were too many tempered monsters on the map. When they just want to fight normal monsters, they can't find one. So this is the interesting thing about this game. It's so overwhelmingly skewed around slightly around investigations. Normal questing is not really a thing. It's all about investigations. So you would think it gives you variety in what you fight, which it technically does, but it also limits you to fight what they want to show you, or team up with someone else and fight what they have. It's kind of hard to choose specifically your situations or what you want to fight, right? Because it's all about investigations in this game. It's all about that. My variants are not ready for Ufduna's BBL, bro. Neither am I. Like that's another level, honestly. Working, so I'm lurking for now. That's good to hear. Well, it's good to see you here. Okay, a new appraisal. Yep, we read about that. We read about added the new Rico. Okay, that's about range stuff. Don't give a shit. I'm sorry, guys. If there's any range fans in the chat, I'm sorry. Yo, Urkick, yeah, you're up 4 hours ahead, innit? You're like, it's like 2 a.m. for you. You go to bed, man. It's always good to see you, though. Always good to see. Okay. Yep, increase it. Yep, they don't say about how much. It's just increase it. That's fine. Fix an issue where focus strikes could fail if a tear was present near an exposed weak point. Huh. Don't know what that means. Fish an issue where it was difficult to cause wounds with attacks while mounting Bongonga and Ajarakan. Weird random bug. Me like range. Well, Scythe, you and you alone. But you can give me the rundown of what you think about the range updates. I can't say anything. Like, I know nothing about range, honestly. I'm just... Yeah. I actually can't say anything about range, honestly. The last time I've used range, like, seriously, was back in Try. I was fighting the Great Dragons for literally a month. Because I didn't my dumb young self when I was like 14 didn't realize there was more than one monster in the game, which, I mean, that should have been obvious. But I was having so much fun just fighting the Great Jaguars. I was just using different weapons and just fighting him. And I remember I got the heavy bow gun and I shot some Riven Fire and I thought that was the coolest shit. But then after that, I dropped the weapon because I saw the lance and I was like, this is cooler, fuck this weapon. So, never really used bow any of the bowgun since then. And yeah, I was always late for school because I was fighting great dragons in the morning before I went to school for like a month. And then I realized, yo, there's a crew of Peko. This is sick. And then I fell in love. All right. Adjusted damage scaling during mounting to be toned down. The amount of damage reduction applied to non-mounted player. This is interesting, actually. This is very interesting because no one really mentions this. That mounting actually probably decreases your damage output as a team, honestly, because the damage reduction that happens is quite large. So at this point, you might as well just keep attacking rather than getting a mount. You're probably just reducing the damage you're doing as a team, and even more so if it's an aerial monster, because it's hard to attack aerial monsters in teams. So it's even more damage being lost. So if you care about damage that much, mountain is pretty dog shit. It's actually not that good. Mountain hasn't been good for a while, in my opinion. It's just a glorified mechanic at this point. Yeah. I'll see people emoting when someone gets a mount. I hate the damage reduction during mounting. Yeah, it's interesting. I get it from a balanced point of view, but it does, when you really think about it, it does kind of make you think, what's the point of mounting? We might as well just keep hammering down on this monster. It does give you a brief window to attack, but in Wilds, you get like plenty of brief windows to attack. Just keep hitting those wounds, trapping, whatever, flashing, do whatever you need. It is true that 8-star, 9-star, it's kind of harder. Okay, see you later, Cobra. It's been good, man. Hope you have a good night as well. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow stream. So it is true that 8-star, 9-star wounds are harder to come by, but even then, you can still do what you need to do. My opinion is probably unpopular, but I miss flying monsters actually flying high in the air during mounting. If you mount Steve, he hovers barely off the ground. It's a good point. I never really thought about that one specifically, to be honest. But what I do hate is how they hit you so much when you try to attack them. It's just really annoying, honestly. I don't like when people mount flying monsters. It's just annoying. Don't care about this. Great sword. Okay, Cobra's gone. Too bad, Cobra. Too bad. Make it easier to chain into tackles from combos such as the strong wide slash to true charge slash. Tackles to true charge slash and side blow to strong charge slash. That's what sentence. Basically, easier to combo to get into your tackles from combos, so you can be more offensive and then defensive when need be. That's pretty interesting. Gotta give it to them. Leaping wide slash now chains faster into side blow. Which one is leaping wild slash? Is that one where you swing like widely and then you kind of stumble? That's gonna be interesting. Song wild slash now charges faster into true charge slash. What the hell is this? I just realized I don't know any of the great sword moves. I know true charge slash. I mean, I know that. But as an old Jenna, all I know is charge. Charge. that's all I know. What damage of charge slash, jumping charge slash. Okay, all of these have been increased. Cool. Elemental scaling for these have been okay. So okay, cool. Nothing too groundbreaking, but it seems alright. Okay, longsword. Reduce the delay between input and action when chaining into EI Spirit Slash. Ooh. I heard from Shibs and from other people that longsword is kind of weird in this game. The delay between doing your EI slashes is bad, and people hated it. So the fact that they adjusting it, I think it's pretty cool. I think this is a good one. Additionally, slightly extend the window for performing the EI Spirit Slash. Peppo's change. Yes, but I did see Peppo say something on Twitter, but I didn't read it because I didn't want to spoil myself. But this is big. Yeah, longsword. This is big for longsword users. Do you know anything, Unc, or is your old man brain struggling? I mean, I can barely perform a spirit slash, so yeah, I'm struggling, man. I don't EI for shit. I dodge out the way. I'm an old school longsword user. What can I say? You know, when it comes to Monster Hunter, I'll give it to you. I'm an unk. I'm a big unk. All right. I'm a big unk. Short shield. One thing. Okay, counter slash raw damage has been increased. Fair enough. Dual blaze. It's kind of big here. Yeah, we saw the focus strike. We saw that. The reduction in input delay is much needed, but the extra window is really unnecessary. You can increase the window by using evade extender, can't you? Oh, evade window, sorry, right? Like that does increase your evasion window, right? So I suppose given this, like this does leads people to not need evasion even more. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of baking in these things into weapons when there's already skills to manage those situations in the first place. Like, for example, buffing a weapon in how it uses stamina, but then there's loads of stamina skills in the game that they should be using for stamina anyway. Like, I've never really liked that. I think it's literally fighting against the system, the skill system, and making more skills more redundant than they already are. Personally. Okay. Yep, focus strike, what do you know about that? Increase the effect duration triggered by the perfect evade. See, the effect duration. What does that mean? Do you guys know? Is that what effect happens when you do a perfect dodge? I actually don't know. I don't play Dual Blaze, as I already said. Never will. Never again. You see that come up again a couple times, and I disagree with them as well. Yeah, it's just weird, right? Like, the whole point is skills are supposed to take disadvantages and make them advantages. Right? If you're just giving us the advantage, then you're just killing the skills and you're pushing people even further to just pick offensive skills. So when it comes to a power fantasy, it's great. But when it comes to engaging gameplay and thinking about your builds and build diversity at its truest, it is not. It's not good for the game. Okay, to be honest, to be fair, I can't confirm, but I would assume it's affects more raw and element damage. Okay, fair enough. Dual Blaze gets the power up when they perform a perfect dodge. They do a lot of damage. So this one, I guess, it gives them a longer window for that damage. Fair enough. Fair enough. But see, you know what would be cool? Having the skill power up longer, make that duration last longer. Like, I don't know. Like, that's an idea. Like, I think that would be interesting. But don't worry about me. The window for succeed in a perfect evade has been extended slightly. Yes, it's like this. Yeah, I mean, there's evasion for a reason. Let them stack on evasion. Why are you killing skills in your own game? Like, I've never liked that. It goes back to Sunbreak. I didn't like how earplugs is literally dead in that game because every weapon has a counter. Raws don't even matter. And it's so funny because earplugs in that game is a level 3 slot. A level 3 slot for a skill that no one's using because it's invalidated by the fact that every weapon has a counter. Or iframes. Oh, yep, they're slightly again, Riker. Once more. Yo, Tokuda. You're a sly guy, honestly. So, like, earplugs was really weird in that game, and it was a skill that I actually liked back in World, and a skill I used a bit in Old Gen. But it's so redundant in Rise, and it's even more redundant in this game. In fact, it's so redundant, I don't even know if it exists in this game, to be honest. Improve the responsiveness of directional changes when using the screw slicer during focus mode. By the way, what is this music? It sounds like I'm listening to like porn. Yeah, I'm gonna have to save this actually. I'm gonna have to save this soundtrack. Might need to play it one time when I got company. Yeah, we've been streaming for an hour. Okay, that makes sense. The music track I was using is now finished. So it was an hour track. Okay, your boy Deep. What you say, my guy? Say it for tomorrow night. Yes, sir. Well, actually, Friday now. Tomorrow, I'm going to be with you guys, so don't worry about it. Okay. Hunting Horn. Added armor properties to... this is what you guys talked about. The hit stab. Interesting. Preventing the user from being knocked back by monster attacks. That's pretty strong. That's pretty strong. I don't know if he needed it, but I mean, fair enough, I guess. Hit stab can now be changed into focus strike, reverberate. Wow, okay. So you can go hit stab into a lot of stuff. Just chain them up. Okay, cool. I don't really play Hunting Horn in Wilds. I don't know how I feel about Echo Bubbles still. Maybe that's why I haven't really tried it. Do not want. Oh yeah, Volts is the Hunting Horn lover in the Nova Nation. So anything she says goes. Like, I'm listening to her. Honestly, I'm listening to her. So she doesn't want it. I don't want it either. And Anthony is the op in the Nova Nation. If you guys check every single one of my videos for the past like year and a bit, Anthony has written a message about Insect Glaive in every single one. Every single one. Like, this guy is the most consistent guy I've ever seen in my life, honestly. He never misses. Every message he writes is either about Insect Glaive or Hinoa and Minoto. That's literally it. That's literally it. All he says Wilds is mid, and then he talks about Rise and Sunbreak. Like, that's all he talks about. So never take Anthony seriously. Every time you see him in one of my comments in a video, like, just ignore him. Even though I say that, I gotta give Anthony, props. He's always been about. He's always been about. Okay. What time is this coming out? I think it's tomorrow. I don't know what time. Okay, fishing issue caused the finisher attack focus strike reverb to be difficult to connect. I have no idea. Stabbing through walls, stabbed through most attacks. Hunting on isn't great sword. That's true. That's true. Alright, yo, we're here in the Lance, and look at this. This is a lot. This is a lot. And when you compare, okay, Insect Glaive has a lot. Okay, Insect Glaive and Lance have the most. I just realized that. That's crazy. To be honest, guys, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't think Lance needed that much. I haven't read this yet. This is my first time reading this. Like, personally, before reading this, like, my eyes aren't even on the screen right now. The only thing I would actually want from Lance is maybe the, what's it called? The Leaping Frost. I think that's kind of laggy. Don't really like it too much. Apart from that, maybe High Frost could be a bit stronger. Yeah, no, there's not too much I actually dislike about Lance in this game. I think Lance is pretty damn good. I know it's kind of divisive for people, but there's not much I actually want changed currently. I've actually been quite happy with the weapon in this game. It's just those two things. Maybe the wide sweep, but, it's meant to be laggy, so that's fine. And the focus strike. Focus strike is kind of dog shit. Always misses. Okay, and one more thing about Anthony. He's the biggest hater of Lance. Like, always glaving Insect Glaive, hating Lance every single time. But let's read what they have to say. Damage taking while Power Guard has been further reduced. Yo, that is big. That's a big boy change. Can't lie. That is a big boy change. Reason being, there's so many times when you Power Guard and you think, it should help you. Well, no, it actually makes you take more damage. You're taking big amount of chip damage from Oof doing this. That's actually insane. Power Guard in some of her moves, Power Guard in some of Laggy's moves. Your HP just goes. Honestly, it's pretty sad. So the fact that this is reducing it, because I see Power Guard as a last resort. I need to, anchor myself down, block this hit. I need to defend myself. Why am I taking more chip damage from defending myself? I don't get that. It's kind of weird. So this is good. No, this is good. This is good. Yeah, Viker's right. Insane chip damage. It's actually ridiculous. No understatement there. So I'm liking this. I do like this. Well done, Capcom. Well done. More damage element scaling for Retribution Thrust following a Perfect Guard has been increased. Okay, so Retribution Frost from Perfect Guards are better, basically. That's good. Make Perfect Guards more rewarding. I like that. I dig it. Wide Sweep, Reverse Attack, Finishing Frost, Finishing Twin Frost, and Counter Rush, Raw Damage, and Elemental Scaling has been increased. To be honest, I don't know if he needed that, but I mean, I'll take it. Give me that damage. We stay winning, your boy says. Yeah, you got that Finishing Twin Frost. I'm pretty sure that's your move. You like that move? I'm pretty sure. Charge Counter can now be chained into after a Perfect Guard or Guarding with minimal knockback. How is that going to work? So you Perfect Guard. Okay, you can Perfect Guard straight into a counter. Okay, fair enough. That could be cool, but a bit weird. Like, imagine guarding and then guarding again. It's like guarding into a guard. Like, maybe there's like certain scenarios where you want to do that, I suppose. But I can't think of too many. Maybe if a monster hits once and then they hit again, but like it's a bit delayed. Not delayed enough that you can't get off the counter, but enough that you can get it, if you get what I mean. If that even makes sense, I don't know. Element scaling for Return Frost, Mid Frost 1, 2, and 3, and Triple Frost has been increased. More damage is good. The weapon is so flexible now, it's peak. To be honest, I think Lance was already super flexible, but they're just making it even more flexible. I'll take it. Payback Frost, Grand Retribution Frost, and High Frost 1, 2, 3. Raw damage has been increased. That's great. I love Grand Retribution Frost. You know I love this move. It has Grand in front of it. So I'll take it. Sorry guys, I'll read your Hunting Horn talk in a moment. The hitbox for Retribution Frost has been enlarged. Interesting. So is this only for Retribution Frost, or is it also for Grand Retribution Frost? Or was the hitbox for Retribution Frost that bad that Grand Retribution Frost doesn't need it? Interesting. I don't know. Extends the distance traveled when inputting a direction with Leaping Frost, Return Frost, and Payback Frost. Ooh, that's pretty cool. So this might move you forward more, backwards more, or to the side more, depending on how you move your stick when using these three moves. Now, for Leaping Frost, that's going to be super important because you barely move. In fact, it's kind of weird how evade distance doesn't impact the skill. You figured it should, since it's a movement skill. His frost had been enlarged. What can I say? My frost were already large enough. We have a power cost follow up too. Well, I'll get to that. Yeah, boy, I'll get to that. I mean, I didn't know that, but fair enough. Payback frost getting extended distance. It's interesting. Leaping Frost actually a leap now. I mean that would be good. Imagine hating Lance. What? Just ignore Anthony. Forget him. He's barely a real personality. His personality literally is Insect Glaive. Look at his freaking avatar. It's an Insect Glaive. All right. He has no real personality. So let's ignore him. Give me a sec. I need some water. What time does this release in the UK? I don't know, honestly. Yeah, I haven't seen anything. But if you guys down in the comments know, in the chat know, let us know. Maybe Scythe knows. Scythe knows a lot. Okay. Adjusted the transition from Wide Sweep into Mid Frost, High Frost, and Dash Attack to be quicker. Yo, that's good. Because Wide Sweep into your moves are pretty damn bad. It's pretty damn bad. See you later, Microwave God. It's been good, man. It's pretty damn bad. So this is just going to make the combo faster, giving us more options and allowing us to take advantage of things even better. They've been quiet about it, so we don't know. Okay, fair enough. The amount of weapon sharpness consumed when performing Victory Strike, a Focus Strike Victory Frost was reduced. Interesting. Never really noticed this, but this is good. After winning a power clash, you can now follow up with a return thrust, payback thrust, or retribution thrust. Yo, that's crazy. All right, that's pretty sick. Cause what happens? You put up your shield. All right, we're going Sparta style. We're charging in like we're on the 300. We charging. You kick. You shout. This is Sparta. You kick down. You know, your Palico into the abyss because Palico suck in this game. And then you go back on the monster and start hitting them with your lance, yeah. And then after that, you're like, all right, retribution time, and you go straight into retribution, straight there. Or return, I suppose, for a fast thrust or payback. But honestly, the right answer here is retribution. Then again, retribution increases damage depending on the attack you block. So maybe retribution won't do as much damage as payback thrust. I'm not too sure. We need to wait and see. But yeah, no grind on that. But that's really cool. That's actually really cool. Maybe we can play more with power clashes. Maybe that Doshiguma skill is going to be interesting. You know? I need to figure out how I can guarantee more power clashes. Maybe I just have to play better. Who knows? Oh, my voice is getting a bit tired. Fix an issue where a certain attack hits in the opposite direction the player is facing during a power clash. A power guard will not transition into a stalwart guard. Yeah, there's some weird power classes that, I don't know, maybe it's only Lance, I don't know, maybe it's other weapons, like Sirigios. Every time he comes at me, my hunter like turns around to block the move. It's really weird. But it's fair enough. Okay, fix an issue where Guardian, while moving, will not properly block attacks. That's weird. But that's good that they fixed it. So guys, Lance is looking good. Honestly, Lance is looking good. This is big win. Never thought we needed it, but they gave it to us. So I'll take it. I'll honestly take it. This is great. As I said, wide sweep is super laggy to use moves after it. So this is great that they've reduced it. This is also good. Although I would like Leaping Thrust to just benefit from evade distance. Like, I don't know why it doesn't. More damage. Can't hate on that. Yeah, no, this is great. Lance is. They cooked with Lance. They already cooked with Lance. I already liked it. So this is just better. It's just better. It's just better. Okay. Let's finish up here. Gun Lance fixed an issue where under certain conditions performing the burst fire while the skill load shells 2 was active would result in fewer hits than intended. Weird bug. But it's very Capcom in this Wilds Monster Hunter era. Relax the offset detection for axe. Interesting. Oh, so made it easier to use the offset. Yeah, sometimes it's really hard, honestly. Like the rune is at a certain angle and I would hit the monster like that up, down, and I wouldn't get the rune. And it's really annoying. I find it really hard to get runes sometimes with switch axe, honestly. Don't like it. The offset build up for axe offset rising slash has now been increased. So this, I guess this means that using your offset attack with switch axe allows you to do more offsets more faster, well, more often, which is good because I love that one. Even though axe isn't like the best way to use the weapon, it's not optimal. I normally play with axe in this game. Charge Blade, the raw damage for axe, elemental discharge 1 and 2 has been increased. The raw damage for multiple hits, attacks while in power axe mode has been increased. Adjusted axe, elemental discharge 1 and 2 so that when an enhanced file is used during power axe mode, the explosion damage properly reflects the enhanced file's effects. So more damage. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Now, I know that you guys are talking a lot about Hunting Horn. Lady Vote said, Wild's Hunting Horn is the most aggressive in the mainland series. Rise, I say, is more aggressive. Okay. But with the armor on the hilt stab, will make it a tank in its own right. You can keep up attacks for long periods. Yeah, I see that. I see that. To be honest, Hunting Horn to me, like, what they need to do to elevate is just make more interesting songs, honestly. I like songs. Make the songs more interesting. Like, the attacking, don't worry about that too much. Like, attacking is fine. Just make the songs sick. Make weapons with sick palettes of songs and make it interesting. That's what I care about. Okay, this is Scythe's moment. Scythe, let's see what Insect Glaive has going for you. Let's see. Delta says it's over centralized on full release at Slash. Axe mode is almost worthless again after all the work they did in Rise. It's unfortunate, isn't it? It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Oh, my voice is really feeling it. We've been streaming for an hour and a half. Yo, that's crazy. Absolute crazy. Give me a sec. Okay. Let's continue. Was Power Axe in Rise ever able to compete with ZSD spam or whatever sword spam in Rise? I don't know myself, but I thought it was really good. Like Switch Axe in Rise, I think, to me at least, what I was doing seemed to work and I liked it. Yo Antonio Cunningham, interesting name. For some reason I almost read that as Cuckingham. I'm glad that's not your last name, because that would kind of be, I mean, that's kind of the thing that would lead you to get bullied, to be honest. Yo, this is the first catching live. Well, it's good to see, man. It's good to see here. Okay. Relax offset detection, making it easier to trigger. Well, I just realized this is his first time coming to the streams, and I say that. Yo, that's actually kind of funny. That's actually kind of funny. All right. Relax offset and detection, making it easier to trigger offset attacks. That's cool. That's cool. And Antonio, it's good to have you here, honestly. Honestly, don't worry, I'm a nice guy, mostly. Apart from when people say slightly. Apparently that triggers me now. Okay. The invisibility window when voting backwards has been increased. I didn't even know it had invisibility. But once again, if it works as an invade, then why don't you just give people, you know, make them put evade extender so they can evade it. Okay, increase the distance when voting backwards, granted by the skill evade extender. Exactly, that's exactly what I said. Make the skills impact your moveset. Like, it really needs to in every facet. I think that's so important. I was disappointed with the previous update, but I really liked this one. Antonio, what made you disappointed about the last one, but interested about this one? Because this one seems like it's just more of the last one, but on steroids, right? But then also with higher level of talisman endgame grinding. One thing that was interesting about the last update actually is how they moved the percentage drops to like 1% for the rare parts, which is very interesting, honestly. It's even more painful in this game as there's not sub-quests as they were in the old games to make up for the fact that we had a low drop rate. Like in the old games, I would do the sub-quest to increase my chance of getting the drops. And then I'd also do the event quest that I can do to get better drops. We don't have that in this game, unfortunately. Not to the same extent, even with event quests, unfortunately. Okay, the raw damage of strong reaping slash and dodge slash has been increased. Okay. I'm not 2G rank in Rise Switch Axe yet. Oh, you need to get there, man. Sunbreak Switch Axe is crazy. I mean, Rise Switch Axe was already good, but Sunbreak is something different. The raw damage elemental scaling of strong double slash and tornado slash has been increased. The thing is, I'm reading these attacks and I don't know what the fuck I'm reading. I've used Insect Glaive a bit, but I just kind of spam. Lady Vote says I miss subquests. Well, Lady Votes, honestly, me and you are like the same person. Apart from the fact that your name is Lady Votes and mine isn't. The same person in how we enjoy Monster Hunter. So it seems like we have very similar opinions. The Insect Glaive strong descending slash offset was very tight compared to the rest. That's interesting. They nerfed element to boost raw. They nerfed the new monsters drop rate. They added 8 to 5 monster. Okay. And I don't enjoy fighting to name a few. Well, I mean, I get that. But the drop rate of this type update isn't going to change, right? It's still going to be the same. It might even be worse, actually. And there's going to be more RNG with talismans. So I'm kind of wondering what... Well, we'll see. You can let me know when you play it tomorrow. You can come back to the channel and we can discuss. For now, it's kind of all premature. We don't really know fully what it's going to feel like until we play. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, that's the big difference. You love Lunastra. Well, to be honest, I nothing Lunastra. Like, Lunastra doesn't mean anything to me. Nothing at all. Like, you know, when it's like an ant. You know, you don't really look at an ant when you're walking. Like, actually, no, I actually don't want to step on ants. I actually like ants. I think they're kind of interesting. They have interesting ecosystems and workings and how they work as a social community. Very intelligent animals. So maybe not ant. I don't know, but something. All right, that's what Lunastra is to me. I don't even recognize the monster. It's just there. Okay, it's just there. Improve the hit detection of the focus thrust. Leap and strike while moving away from the target in the air. This attack will also retrieve extracts upon a successful hit, as it does when performed on the ground. Interesting. See, all I'm saying is interesting. I don't know shit, man. I don't know shit about this stuff. Oh, God. If it's an issue where certain parts of Rathalos would not yield... What the fuck? Would not yield intended extract colors. Okay, that's just a bit weird, but, you know... It's good they fixed it. More fixes, more fixes, more fixes. Okay, Scythe. Instaglaive guys in the chat. Out of 10, how good are these Instaglaive changes? Because I'm reading this and I'm falling asleep. I actually don't know what I'm reading. So I'm going to take you guys as the judge of how good this is for your weapon. I mean, more damage is great. I'm guessing this means something too. And I mean, invulnerability. Who doesn't love that? Who does not love that? And then we got the bows. We can skip that, skip that, skip that, skip that. Skip it, skippy doo. I need more water. I have to experience it. Fair enough. Now you guys might be wondering, Nova, why are you skipping bows? I would have gave you the story. Don't give a fuck. Okay, this is interesting. Bubble Dance is getting some buffs. Okay. Wait, okay, let's read this. So, prevents major bubble blight, okay, and grants minor bubble blight after evading several times. Oh, man. Okay, this one is the same as the previous effects. It also increases evasion while afflicted with bubble blight. Okay, so they kind of moved the evasion to the Bubble Dance 2 rather than the 1. So 2 is more important. Interesting. I'm disappointed in WoW's Instaglaive because they slowed down the non-charged moves. Yeah, I guess they want you to focus around the charge move. That's what Scythe really doesn't like about the weapon, if I'm correct. Adjust the duration of the set bonus skill. Warcry, okay, that's cool. Warcry is the skill that increases everyone's attack, I believe, from Bongunga. Effects will now stack with other effects, allowing for greater flexibility and equipment choices. That's cool. Adjust the skill bonus of Powerhouse. So it now stacks with other effects. So Powerhouse is the skill that Doshiguma has for the Power Clash, which is great for us Lancemains because we're getting a beefed up Power Clash. So that should be pretty cool. Effects of skill bonuses. Why didn't you just say the name? Why didn't you just say the name? Effects of the set bonus skill. Oh wait, is that actually the skill? Boost burst. Burst boost. Boost burst. Interesting. I didn't realize that was actually the skill name. That's kind of lazy. Nevertheless, cool, I guess. Increase the duration of set bonus affinity slide. This skill used to be kind of cool in World. Ever since then, the skill is irrelevant. Socket Zorba skill, while active, guarding abilities blocks no longer trigger in response to ally attacks. That's cool. That's cool. Don't care about that. Okay, guys. Wow. Okay, Sacred. Increase the speed at which you can turn 180 degrees while mounting a Sacred. Fair enough. So you can pretty much turn around faster. It's not going to be so, like, difficult to turn around. Adjust the mounting timing window after successful evasion. I see. So after evading, you can't just get off straight away. Adjust the input timing. It would make it easier to open map immediately after mounting. Okay, cool. Yeah. Agitator go brr. And that's basically it, guys. Oh man, we read a lot today. It was almost 2 hours of straight reading and just chatting crap. You know I love it. You know I love it. So big winners, I gotta say, is the Lance. Obviously, I think Lance is the biggest winner. I think then Dual Blades has some interesting wins. Insect Glaive to some degree. Apart from that, I can't really see too many wins in these weapons. It's mostly just slight increases in damage, which, I mean, it's always good, I suppose, but it's not too exciting. Overall, I think this is promising. I'm looking forward to playing this tomorrow and seeing what these 9-star quests have for us. And I hope that the game has enough fixes for people to actually be able to play the game properly. Honestly. Yeah. I love Lancing Wilds. I think Lance Wilds is great. I think it's pretty damn amazing, honestly. So, yeah. I think it's always good to keep an open mind. But, you know, as always, if I think something's shit, I'm going to call it shit. If I think something's good, I'm going to say it's good. You know, I'll give it to you guys straight. No sugarcoating. And I think this is good, you know. I respect Capcom and them doing balance changes. I respect that. I think that's good. When it comes to the monster damage and all this stuff and his upgrade, I don't know yet. It's kind of hard for me to know. I'll wait until we get to experience it ourselves. So guys, tomorrow we're going to be streaming, so come through. Probably about 9 p.m. BST. Maybe 9, but probably 9 to 10. You know, just stick tuned to the channel, you know, stay awake. And it'll be good to play with you guys, do some solo hunts too, see what these 9-stars have to say. It's going to be quite exciting. It's going to be quite exciting. Wait, didn't Scythe say something about 2:30 a.m.? Now I realize that. What was that about? 2:30 a.m. UTC. The fuck is UTC? Huh. Okay, that's kind of early. So what, in a couple hours? That's not too bad. Nah, it's not too bad. Cool. So guys, that's me. But what about you guys? What do you guys think about what we read through today? Did you enjoy watching and joining me reading this out? Do you want me to do this more often? Because this is kind of fun. You know, I like doing this, you know. When we get further patch notes, we can chat shit. We can see these slight improvements on the game that Capcom's delivering to us. You know, let me know. Give me some feedback. And also drop a like. I'd appreciate that. I would appreciate that. No, this is good though. This is good. Maybe with the charm farming, I can get to 999. 999 would be good, I guess. You're almost there though. You're, what, 800? Aren't you, Lady Volts? Something like that. Lady Volts, how can you doom about WoW so much yet you're like 800 Hunter Bank? That's actually crazy. Actually crazy. Like, you're built different. I'm on like 200. The update is 2 hours from now for me. Huh. I didn't know time works that way. Okay. Yeah, through this is also translated, so there may not be as big of a distinction. You could go either way though. Possibly so. Now this is good. Out of 10, after reading all this, I'm gonna give it, like, just from reading. You know, we haven't experienced it. I'm saying about 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. Like, I need to see what this is about, honestly. Yeah, those 10k monsters at this point doesn't mean much to me. It doesn't mean much. I don't play much Wilds anymore. Mostly just for streaming. I never really feel like I want to play the game, unfortunately. I mostly just want to play with you guys. Maybe that's me problem, but it's fine. It's just my truth. All of you have your own truths, and you guys can speak your truths into reality. Oh, I need to stop seeing my voice is dying. This out of 10 for the rage bait purposely. I'm pretty sure it wasn't to rage bait us purposely, but it's what it did. Okay, I'm late to the stream, but I like what I see so far. That's good to know. Yeah, I'm dying. All right, guys. Well, it's been good. It's been great. Pretty much 2 hours. Hope you guys enjoyed. You know, come tomorrow, like I said, and we'll be playing together. And Lady Voss, I don't know how you got to 840. Honestly, that's crazy. And what? Someone said he got to 999, right? Who was that? Ace, was it? Yo, Ace, you're pretty mad. You're actually pretty mad. Okay, 7 out of 10 for me. The increase in iframes for EI slash Demon Burst mode and the hilt stab hyper armor are really concerning for the direction they're going. Yeah. Yeah, the thing is that there's like these small changes like that take away from possible things that makes the games interesting. Lance, man, you don't even have Wild, so you don't get an opinion. Anyway, there are a couple things that take away from the experience, right? Like adding in hyper armor to places that don't need it, adding in more iframes, adding in more evade window distance without investing into the skill. It takes away from the feature of skill systems. It takes away from that. So I really urge Capcom to really think about skills and don't make skills irrelevant. Because skills and builds are literally Monster Hunter. It's literally what we do. It's our bread and butter. If we're not making good builds, what are we doing? We're doing nothing. We're just fighting. So skills need to be important. And I want to see more defensive skills. I need to. More interesting skills. I want them to be added. Definitely since, you know, the way this game works, how weapon skills on weapons and armor skills on armors, there needs to be more interest in armor skills in general. There are so many offensive skills in armor, but we only have 2 defensive skills. That is pretty shocking. There's actually a third, actually. It's a bonus skill, but it's pretty trash. It's the one from Gravios, where at full HP, at level 2, you get 5% armor, and I think at level or defense, and at level, you know, 4 armor pieces at a level 2, you get 10% defense at full HP, which is pretty useless. It basically means maybe you won't get one-shot, basically. Not very good. So I would like more variety in what they have for us. Great stream, Nova. Now, thanks, Scythe. And you're welcome, Ace. To be honest, I think the changes with hyper armor and more iframe moves is a signal that Capcom is moving away from positional play and no longer building monsters around that as much. Probably not. Bring back flying pub skill. Yeah, that would be great. Oh, fuck, man. God. Give me a sec, guys. You put evade window into defensive skills. I could bite. Fair enough. I'm hoping more for that skills that actually interact with defense and getting hit. But what you say has truth. What you say has truth. Anyway, guys, it's been great. Actually, no, 6 minutes. I'll give you guys 6 minutes. Let's talk for a bit more, and then we'll leave it at 2 hours on the dot. 2 hours. So people seem to be quite happy. What should we check out now? Actually, I don't know what to check. What should we check? Let's check out some skills. Let's talk about skills a bit. Let's talk about skills a bit. So like, I mean, the game definitely has a lot of offensive skills and armors. Elemental resistances. Oh, that's a good point, actually. See, my problem with these skills, though, they're barely on armor. They're barely on armor, and when it's all decorations, basically. And then even then, decorations in this game are like 1 slots for these weapons, for these armor. So like sometimes I've got like an armor piece where sometimes I got armor piece and I have a level 3 slot open, and I can't put any of this defensive stuff because I'm not gonna waste a level 1 slot on a level 3 armor piece slot. Who does that? I'm not a sadist. I'm not a psychopath. Come on. I'm gonna put the big boys. I'm gonna put your weakness exploit. I'm gonna put your adrenaline rush. Like, it's just gonna happen. It's just gonna happen. Maximum my like it's a bit annoying. So it would have been nice if these skills did come in 2 slots, 3 slots, so I can make more use of those level 3 slots in my armor, level 2 slots in the armor, not just on the level 1s, you know? Because I can't justify using one of these on a level 3 slot, right? It doesn't make sense. It feels wrong. Unfortunately for me, at least from my experience, it kind of leads the game that way. Because we don't have different versions of these skills. There's only 1 slot for these skills. So it's kind of lame. Bring back negative armor skills. Yes. I mean, I'm going to tell you, negative armor skills cannot work in this armor system. It cannot work. It cannot work. Because they would have to do something totally different to make it work. But I think they need something. Repercussions for the stacking offense. I'm with you. But the problem is, with the way this game works, I don't see how it's going to work. Because having a negative skill, let's say you put on defense, 1 defense, 1 negative attack, 7 defense, 7 negative attack. Like, it can't work that way. They need to change everything, literally everything, to make that work. And they could do it. I'm there for it. If Capcom want to hire me, like, hire me. I'm not cheap. I'm not cheap. What can I say? My time's precious. Unless I'm streaming for you guys, then I can be here for a while. But like, they need to really think about how they want to do it, if they want to do it that way. Dale says, keep those negative armor skills away from me. The problem is they're struggling to balance though. So like, I don't know. To some extent, I feel like balancing was easier for them in the old games. And they were more balanced when it came to armor than the new games. New games is actually ridiculous. It is ridiculous. But yeah, my problem is that skills like these, they only have 1 slot decorations, and it's just useless. Just useless. So I can never really make use of them on some of the endgame armor, because a lot of them have 3 slots or 2 slots. They don't have many 1 slots. Unless you want me to run shitty old armor, which isn't relevant and doesn't have enough skills to make up for the level 1 slot. Like, no. I think negative skills would be more on offensive skills and not on defensive skills. Scythe, they could do it that way, but then I don't know, like, that feels a bit arbitrary. It feels like it's just a way to bring down offensive skills rather than a complex system to balance around skills that work against each other. If you know what I'm saying. Like in the old games, like attack would decrease your defense, or sharpness would decrease your handicraft, right? Like you couldn't have both unless you really tried. So I think it's a bit difficult. It's a bit difficult. They could implement that into Monster Rank. Elsewise, they'd have to overhaul almost every armor piece we already have. Yep, they would have to do that, unfortunately. I don't think they're going to do it in this game, to be honest. They could do it in the next game. But I do think this armor system needs a new change. This isn't it. 5th gen, I don't think was it either. 5th gen is easier to understand, I'll give you that. But I don't think it's the best system in general. And this game system, I don't think it's it either. I think the ideas were interesting. I'm all up for the ideas, but I don't think the execution was right. So they need to think about what they want to do, and then come back and hit hard in the next portable game. 100%. 100%. Okay. Well, it's been 2 hours, guys. It's been 2 hours. We've talked about some good stuff. You know, I like talking to you guys about passionate conversations when it comes to Monster Hunter. It's interesting. It keeps things interesting. Keeps things fun. And we should do it more often. But we'll do this. Don't worry, we'll do this. Normally, at the end of my streams when I play Monster Hunter, you can ask Scythe, you can ask Delta, or Lady Votes. I normally crash out and talk a lot of shit before I stop playing. Have a bit of wine or Baileys or cider or some rum and just talk shit for a couple hours. But it's pretty fun. So if you want to see that, you know, join the streams. Negative skills can be just people's concerns about skill bloat. 100% it can. But I think Capcom's kind of afraid of the casual audience and how they would perceive negative skills. A lot of the world fan base would rage. Honestly, they would not be happy. They would not be happy. And that's the thing. That's the thing that Capcom's kind of struggling with, right? In Wilds, the things that people know from World, if the game doesn't match that, or is diverting from it, the World fans don't like it. Old school fans are already annoyed anyway. Like going from 4th gen onwards, like 5th gen onwards, they're already annoyed. So like, the core World fan has now become the old school fan when it comes to every game coming out, like Rise Wild, sorry, and so on. But Capcom, they got harder now because the World fan base and them having negativity towards the game is much more than the old fan base ever did, because we were like a small unit. So now the World fan base comes through, and the old school fan base. And that's why you got 21% negative and also bad performance. But you know, it all adds into it. All adds into it. So Capcom, they got a struggle ahead of them. We'll see what they do. We see if they cook enough for the 5th gen fans to accept 6th gen going onwards. But it's hard. Honestly, it's hard. Like, I'm not gonna doubt it. I'm not gonna say it's easy. It's difficult because they're then yeah, it's difficult. It's even more difficult for the people who didn't play Rise and they skipped Rise and they went straight to Wilds. The changes between World, Rise and Wilds is larger. It's a bigger leap. So those people come in and say, what the fuck is this? Because it's not what they expect. No, I'm not saying that's what I want. Like, World is actually my 26 of you guys watching right now, I'm gonna say, all right, World is my least favorite Monster Hunter game. All right, it's my least favorite. All right, you guys can know I like Wilds more than World. Okay, there you go. So I'm not saying I want it to be like World. I don't, but I can understand from people who like World their perspective of Wilds and also Rise. I can understand that, and there's a lot of people in that community who are upset. They were upset when Rise came out, and they were upset when Wilds came out, and they still are. I mean, it's fine to be upset. You know, I'm upset to some degree too, but my issues are different. Like, it's fine. It's good to have different upsets. I'm also one of those people, I skipped Rise for now. I plan to buy it later. Yeah, exactly. You skipped Rise, so the changes between World and Wilds is so big. I knew Dale was going to say something. He's like, how can you dislike World? I don't want to get into it. Not right now. Maybe when I get drunk enough one day, we can talk about it. Monster Worlds is my second least favorite. It did not like Monster Hunter For You. I don't want to get blasted by Delta right now, alright? So I'm not gonna say anything more. Like, just because it's my least favorite doesn't mean I don't like the game. There's no Monster Hunter game I dislike. I like them all to certain degrees. Like, I might make videos, you know, shitting on stuff, but that's because I want to shit on certain things. I shit on certain mechanics. I've never shit on Wilds as a game. Like, I've never made a video saying Wilds is shit. I'm never gonna make a video saying Wilds is shit. I don't think it's shit. Like, I think some mechanics are shit. I think some stuff they've done is shit, but I don't think the whole game is shit. All right. So don't lump me with all those other doomers who just throw everything out there saying everything's shit. Like, that's not how I operate. Sometimes I like to make a video just on one particular mechanic because it's what I like to do, you know? Just hammer down and say, like, I hate this so much. What you did here is garbage, like Palicos. I can talk about that any day. But there's loads of things as well that, you know, I think Wilds also did good. I haven't made videos on it yet though. I'm trying to do that. I'm making scripts. In the future, we'll see. I did like Monster Hunter For You, the Ruined Longsword, and I have no other weapons to use, unfortunately. World isn't in my top 5. I just don't hate it. Lady Votes, I told you, we're the same person. Apart from Lunistra, like if only if only you had no thoughts on Lunistra like me, we could be best buds. Like, we could be chilling. Unfortunately, we're not at that level. We're not on that level. But yeah, guys, if you want to get my real opinions all the time, just come to the streams. I'm so opinionated. It's crazy. I love to talk. Anyway, guys, this is it. It's been good. I'll catch you guys another time. See ya.